Take-Two planning layoffs as part of a $50 million cost reduction program. This is my first penny. This is a VGC article by Tom Ivan. Take-Two looks to set to make layoffs as part of a $50 million cost reduction program announced on Monday. The Rockstar and 2K Games owner revealed the plan as part of its earnings results for its fiscal third quarter, which ended in December 2022. Quote, in light of the current backdrop and Take-Two's strong commitment to efficiency, the company is implementing a cost reduction program expected to yield over $50 million of annual savings, which it will begin to realize in the fourth quarter of its fiscal year 2023, it said. Quote, the program includes personnel, processes, infrastructure, and other areas, and will primarily focus on corporate and publishing functions. Quote, no, thank you, VGC. This cost reduction program is in addition to the over $100 million of cost synergies the company expects to realize from its combination with Zynga and is not expected to impact the delivery of its robust multi-year pipeline, Take-Two continued. Quote, Take-Two believes these actions, combined with its focus on profitability, growing its scale, will enable the company to maximize its margins as it delivers on its anticipated growth trajectory over the next few years. More details about the cost reduction plan may be confirmed shortly during Take-Two's quarterly earnings call. I mean...
Did you read... I didn't hear you read the update, did you?
I did not. Update. In an interview with GamesIndustry.biz, Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick said the company isn't planning a broad-based reduction in its workforce. Quote, we continue to support and build our development teams, and where we have overhead, we have to be very diligent about looking at the overhead, he said. Quote, we don't expect any kind of broad-based reduction in force. We are going department by department and trying to drive efficiency. So... Thank you for catching me on that. Totally scrolled over that and forgot to come back to it. Running with the common theme that we've seen for the last couple of weeks, man, the tech industry and the games industry itself are, going through some growing pains right now. We saw massive growth in 2020 because of the pandemic and because things have calmed down and inflation has risen and recessions have started. You see a lot of these big giant corporations having to shrink dramatically. It's unfortunate to anyone who will lose their job because of this. At least they're like, saying, hey, this is coming, guys. Like, be ready. Like, something's going to happen here. And it doesn't seem like they're just like going, all right, we just got to cut a bunch of people really fast. They're going department by department and going, oh, damn, you got 10 people too many here. You've got 50 people too many here. You've got, a couple people here that we don't need. We're using these types of resources and we probably don't need to this year, so on and so forth. So Take-Two does a lot of things wrong. I think this is the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, it's always unfortunate to hear about layoffs. And usually on this show, our take is that it's kind of unnecessary or done in a very bad way because they all of a sudden just say, oh, we need to axe our workforce, and they just fire people, which of course is a big strain on a lot of its workers. But in this situation, as you said, they did let us know in advance what was going to happen and gave us a time frame for when it's going to happen. So it's, if a layoff is going to happen, this is the proper way to do it rather than just, jumping out of nowhere and saying, oh, you don't have a job anymore. And once again, based off what they're seeing, it's not just layoffs. It's also reduction in other avenues. How that'll take form, I don't know. I don't run a company. I don't know what it takes to reduce those costs, but clearly they seem to have some sort of plan that doesn't involve just screwing over as many of their people as they can just to save a quick buck.
Now, granted, I don't think any of these companies go out to screw people. But...
They don't, but they do. They don't do it intentionally, but then they come out and do it anyway. I didn't know. I didn't know we would do this thing. You do.
I didn't know it do this thing. Essentially, I think this is a better show of leadership than we've seen from some of the other giants in our industry. So it's nice to see, them going, hey, sorry, man, we've done our best, but it's time to reduce costs. It's time to pull things back. It's time to figure things out. And unfortunately, that will mean some people will lose their jobs. Hopefully all those people will land on their feet. I know it's probably pretty tough going around right now. For, a good number of years, we had too many jobs, not enough people. But now, thousands of talented workforce people are now flooding the market and looking around, and those jobs are filling up quick. And hopefully, the majority of them can figure something out, and the others can find maybe another industry or something to work in that satisfies them or some shape or form. But yeah, this is tough.
Yeah.
And but at least they're doing it in what appears to be a more respectful manner.
Yeah, and once again, we don't know how that'll take form, because one issue that I always bring up when it comes to these layoffs is generally the heads of these companies get bonuses. It's pretty common among executives all over the country. So they could possibly look into that situation and reduce those bonuses and save cutting off people from their job. I don't even know if that's an option. I don't know if there even are getting bonuses in this case, but it's something always to be wary about whenever you do hear about these stories.